What's up? What a interesting morning. Yeah, I was totally recording this lesson, and then a parent called, and I had to scrap the lesson because I didn't want you to be on the phone with the parent and me for 20 minutes and just trying to figure out some internet issues. But I think it was a good reminder to me that just like kids are struggling out there and families are struggling, and I need to be super patient. Just another reminder. So, will you go ahead and pause in a second and then complete number 9 as just a little warm up? Your answer should look something like this. It should say m equals something. So go ahead and pause, do number 9 as a warm up, and we're going to come back here in a second and we'll go over it. All right, we're back. Remember, this equal sign is like a wall. Okay, we got to see how our m's are over here. Like we want all our m's on one side of the wall and we want all our numbers and junk on the other side of the wall. That's our goal. Okay, so we can combine like terms, right? We've got m's here and we've got m's here. Like we've got 8 mangoes and we've got 13 mangoes. And if you're anything like me, you love mangoes. So combine them and we've got 21 mangoes and we're happy. Okay, equals our 42 over here. Now at this point, you know, we want to get it to the point where we just have our variable and something stuck to it. If something's stuck to our variable like that, it means multiply. So we have 21 times m, and we do the opposite, right? We divide. Anytime we get here and we have a number stuck there, we divide by that number, and that will unstick it. It will eliminate it, right? And then 42 divided by 1 is 2 equals m, but we don't want it like that because on the homework or the test, we want to write the variable first, m equals 2. Okay, so that's pretty clear on how we're going to do that. Now, what's going to happen next is it's going to get a little trickier. You can see down here, we're going to have multiple steps now. We're going from like a 2-step equation to a multiple step equation. It could be a 3-step equation. It could be a 4 or 5-step, but it just depends. So we know these parentheses here means distribute. So the first thing we need to do, and like let's take some notes right now. Okay, first thing we always look to do is distribute. We look and see if we can distribute anything. Here we can. Okay, the next thing we do after that is combine like terms. So that's our 1-2. That's our go-to. Hey, can I distribute? If I can, do it. If I can't distribute, can I combine like terms? Like that's our 1-2 punch right there. So let's come down here. Our 18 is going to stay there. 3 times 3 is 9, and we have our x, right? And then 3 times -6 is -18. Okay, so that's our 1-2 punch. We distributed, right? Boom, check that. 2, combine like terms. And you ask yourself, hey, can I combine like terms anywhere? Do I have any x's over here? No. Like, we can't really combine like terms. So that's when we start moving stuff, right? 3, we start to move things. We move them around. Okay, so I have a -18 here. I can get this guy to the other side or get rid of him basically by adding 18. The opposite of -18 is a +18, right? So that guy's gone. And what we have here on the left side is 18 and 18 is 36 equals what's on the right side? 9x. And remember, the 9 stuck to the x. If we want to unstick it, we divide. Okay, 36 divided by 9 is 4 equals x. And we don't want to put it like that. We want to put it as x equals 4. Okay? Solid, 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 solid. Okay, next step is, shoot, let's come over to 12. Let's do another one. Let's do it together, right? We're going to distribute. Okay, this problem is just like number 11, just like it. So why don't you, using your notes for 11, pause the video, see if you can do 12, right? And then we'll come back and we'll go over it. We'll see how you did. If you're lost and you have no idea what to do, then just let the video run and we'll go through 12. Okay, we're going to keep this 30 and drop him down. Equals. -5 times 6 is -30, and we have our n. And -5 times +6 again, I think is negative 30. Okay, that was our distribute. We distributed, right? We're happy about that. Can I combine like terms anywhere? Ends and non-ends? No, we can't. Okay, so I'm done with that. Now I start to move stuff. Okay, we want this guy by himself. Okay, he's not by himself. We've got this guy over here. Well, how do I get rid of a negative 30? I can do the opposite and add 30. Okay, you see that? That guy's gone. Okay, and 30 and 30 is 60 equals negative 30n. And remember, we're happy here because this guy's by himself. And we have that negative 30 stuck to the end. How do I unstick them? Divide, right, by that negative 30. And then we have to do that over here. Okay, and 60 divided by negative 30 is negative 2 equals n. But we don't want it looking like that. We want it to say n equals negative 2. Okay? Solid. Now we're going to move on to something a little trickier. I mean, it's been a short lesson so far, which is good. Let's go over to 1b here. Boom. You know what I'm actually going to do really quickly is I'm going to duplicate this thing. Just so I have another one. There's my 1b. Okay. I got a lot going on. But it's all good. Oh man, 13's looking a little crazier. Straight up. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do here. Remember my notes were, the first thing we look to do is distribute. Okay, distribute. So let's see what's going on here. I can distribute here, and I can distribute here. And I want to be very careful because this sign is attached to the 5. So let's write everything else out except distributing. So let's bring this guy down, and we'll write 37 equals, we'll leave this guy here, negative 3. And now we're going to distribute. What's positive 5 times x? Positive 5x. What's positive 5 times positive 6 is a positive 30. Okay, so we distributed, right? Remember, distribute's the first thing we do. Okay, second thing we do now is we can start doing this is combining like terms. So we have our little wall here. Over on the left, there's one thing, so we can't really touch that. Over on the right, a negative 3 and a positive 30. Those are called like terms, right? Negative 3 and positive 30, those are just numbers, right? We want to combine them. Now watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to drop this guy down because I really can't combine like terms with him. There's no other x's. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, what's a negative 3 plus 30? Well, that's a positive 27 equals 37. And now we're right where we were on the last problem, right? We're going to get rid of, like, remember, we want this guy by himself. So we're going to get rid of this 27 by subtracting 27 because it's a positive 27, right? We do the opposite. 37 minus 27 is what? 10. So we have 10 equals 5x. How do I get rid of that 5? Divide 5 because he's stuck to that x. X equals 2, right? 10 divided by 5 is 2. X equals 2. Okay? Yeah, and this, like, just so you know, like, if you look at 14, it looks really intimidating. It's like, I mean, for some of you it might, where it's like, shoot, I got a lot of stuff going on here. There's like, this looks more simple, right? These guys look more simple. But this guy looks like he has a lot going on, and it's not that bad. Like, first step, distribute. Can we distribute? Second step, combine like terms. Third step, move stuff around, okay? And that's what we're doing here. So let's kind of look at 14. I'm going to give you a hint, and then I'm going to have you kids do this on your own. Here's our opportunity to distribute. This guy's going to drop down, and this guy's going to drop down. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and attack 14 on your own. And then, press pause, attack. When you're done, press play, and we can kind of check this problem together. Okay, so what do we get here? We got our negative 13 equals, let's distribute. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times positive 4m is positive 20m. And then this guy drops down, minus 2m. Okay, we distributed. Check. Next, combine like terms. This is our wall. What about on the right side? What can we combine? Well, we have m's and we have m's. Okay, do you see that? So I'm going to take care of that first. What's 20m minus 2m? Well, it's 18m. And then we'll just drop this guy down. It's a 5, right? It's just a 5, which is a positive 5. So we're going to write plus 5 equals, this guy just stays over here on the left. Okay, now we start to move stuff. We distributed, we combine like terms, and now we're going to start to move. I want this guy by himself. That's our goal, which means I got to move this guy. He's a positive 5, so I'm going to subtract 5. Now, really, when we're moving, so I want to make a point here. When I say move, that means we're either going to add or subtract stuff. Okay, so you see how I'm moving stuff here? I'm moving things around. What's happening when I say move is like we're going to add or subtract stuff to get it out of the way. See, that guy's out of the way now. We moved him. We actually moved him to the other side. And we have a negative 13. You owe 13 and you owe 5. If you owe 13 and you owe 5, you owe 18. Then we have equals our 18m on the right. This guy's stuck to the m. We'll divide. And m, it looks like, equals negative 1. Okay, looks good to me. 16, this type of question's tricky because I need you to notice something, and we'll probably just do 2 more problems and then we'll kind of shut it down. Let's look at 16 for a second because there's just a negative right here, and if you don't change this negative to a negative 1, you're probably going to get the problem wrong. So anytime that you just have a negative in front of a parentheses, you need to change it to be a negative 1 in front of the parentheses. Okay, so let's just shoot through this one real quick. The negative 2 would drop down. We're going to distribute here and here. So this just becomes negative 1n. A negative times a negative is a positive. Now we can move stuff, right? I told you when we move, we're either adding or subtracting. And we're moving stuff because we want this guy by himself, right? We want him by himself over here on the right side. Well, we have a positive 8. I'm going to do the opposite and do a negative 8 so I can eliminate him. Negative 8. Okay. If you owe 2 and you owe 8, that means you owe 10 equals negative 1n. And technically we have a negative 1 stuck out in front, so we need to divide by negative 1 to get rid of him. And then we just have n equals negative 10 divided by negative 1 is positive 10. Boom. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do on this lesson, man, what do I want to do on this lesson? We can do 18. Let's do 18. 18 looks a little less crazy than 20. So pause, do number 18. When you're done, play, and then we'll go over it. Okay, here's a tricky thing about 18. If you don't circle this 4, you might get it wrong when you distribute because you're actually distributing a negative 4, not a positive 4. Okay, so what that looks like is drop this guy down, drop this guy down. We have 8 equals 8v, right? Now we distribute. Negative 4 times v is negative 4v. Negative 4 times positive 8 is negative 32. Okay? And we distributed. Now we combine like terms, right? This is our little wall. What over here amongst all this junk can I combine? Well, I got v's and I got v's. That's it that I can combine. So what's 8v minus 4v? It's 4v. Drop this guy down. Minus 32 equals 8. So we distributed. We combine like terms. Now what are we going to do? We're going to move stuff. Okay? So I'm going to, remember, I want this guy by himself, which means I got to move this negative 32. I'm going to add 32 to both sides. Okay? I think, gosh darn it, that's 40. Okay, 40. My brain wasn't working there. That's why I said, gosh darn it, equals 4v. The 4 is stuck to the v. Divide 4. Divide 4. Ha, you're gone. And we have v equals what? 40 divided by 4 is 10. Okay, so that's that. It looks to me like, you know, for your homework, what am I going to give you? I'll probably give you like question number 15, question number 17, question number 19, and that may be it. I mean, to be honest, yeah, maybe question 20. That'd be good. These 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. I'm feeling it. Okay, so those are the 4 you're going to have to do. Hope you just learned a lot. Remember, you kids can email me whenever. You got questions, concerns, you're struggling, you need help. I'm here for you, okay? Always here for you. That's pretty much it, kiddos. All right, see you later.